My awful mother-in-law caused a scene and called me a bad mother at my son's funeral. Now she wants me to attend her apology dinner after learning that I'm pregnant. I lost my son to congenital heart disease and he did not survive the open heart surgery at the age of 1 year and 6 months. He was my greatest blessing, and everyone kept telling me that things would get easier with time. I know that no matter how much time goes by, I'll still be missing my baby and everything sweet about him. But because of what mother-in-law did, things became more difficult for me. Though things have never been well between us. During those months, we hit our breaking point. She kept getting involved in my son's treatment and criticized every decision I make, claiming I didn't know how to handle my son's illness. We went low contact, but she kept causing issues and drama. Occasionally, she claims that because my son doesn't seem to be improving, I am neglecting him. It's easy to make another baby. That's why you are not doing your best for my grandchild, she would add. When my son passed away, she came to the funeral and argued with me every single time, knowing I had no energy for it. She told me to talk to the visitors, bring food to them, clean this and that. At the eulogy, she said that she was very sad that her baby died so young and it could have been avoided if he had a good mother. She said it was my fault my son was born sick and I didn't take care of him properly and that I didn't listen to her when suggested other ways to treat his condition. She further said that I was the one who took their grandchild away from them and caused them heartache. She then called me a bad mother. I had no idea how I kept my composure and kept standing on both feet. I feel numb and I can't even cry at this point as I haven't processed my son's passing. All I can do is stare at my son's coffin. My mom and sisters told her to leave and my husband was sitting down crying. She then went on to tell everyone I kicked her out as a way to hurt her further and lied that I convinced my husband to ban her from visiting her grandson's grave. My husband later sent a side of the family an email talking about my mother-in-law's behavior during and after our son's illness and telling them he no longer be seeing her. That had a family criticizing us, saying the mother-in-law was just trying to do what was best for her grandbaby and called us selfish for assuming we were the only ones struggling with this tragedy. Time passed and we haven't seen his mom in 1 year and 8 months. I am now 3 months pregnant. No one knew except my sister-in-law, but word got out through my husband and I told her not to say anything. A week later, I had family members say I was invited to a dinner hosted by mother-in-law so she could apologize in front of the whole family and settle this issue before the baby was born. They said mother-in-law was regretful and offered to financially provide for her grandbaby. I refused, but my husband surprisingly wants me to go. His grandparents called me, telling me that I'm a person with a good heart and that forgiveness is something I'm capable of giving. I told them I'd never be sitting at the same table with the person who called me a bad mother at my child's funeral. I still remember it vividly to this very day, how she lashed out at me for being a bad mother and blamed me for my son's death. No amount of apologies can take away all the pain she has caused me, so I insisted I won't come. They're saying I'm making it hard for everyone to move on and past this unresolved pain and should really go. I truly don't feel okay with having to sit with her at a dinner table after all she said and done. My grief is still wrong. I'm not ready to see her. I don't think I'll ever be. It might sound awful, but I'm not feeling I could give her what she wants.